So here we are at Nightbird Studios, which is in, well, down in the basement of Sunset Marquis.
Yes, it is.
And this is Mike Aguado. How are you?
I'm good, man. Pleasure.
This is going to be fun. We're going to walk around. There's actually sessions going on, so we might invade some. But Studio A, is that correct?
Yeah. This is our main room. We've been here since '93, last 30 years. I know you might see some of the plaques and stuff on the wall. A lot of huge artists have worked here, you know.
Wonderful.
Yeah. This is the main room. It's where the magic happens.
Let's have a look at what you've got going on here. So you got some manly stuff.
Oh yeah, the 16x2. That's a great set of preamps and like summing, tube summing section. Normally this is like one of our drum tracking.
I was about to say, if you're tracking drums, that's where you go to then, presumably, right?
It's a great utility piece. We've actually got like a fully rebuilt, recently 1081. Yeah, I believe this is 1081 console strips that were like retrofitted.
Wonderful.
And then
boutique.
A lot of sort of standard stuff, you know.
Boutique audio and design. Yeah, I remember that company really well. Of course, the obligatory CL1B.
Oh yeah, you can't have a studio without it these days. Really, I think essentially if I had three pieces of gear, no one in the studio would notice.
Right.
Yeah. If I have a C800, a 1073, and a CL1B, I think I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I think for 90% of the stuff, you know, we're recording one thing at a time. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean it's funny. You know what we've seen in the last like 5 or 10 years is that the majority of our clients are really doing vocal production, vocal tracking.
Right.
You know, I see guys that walk in with all this equipment and all this setup, and it's a laptop and a 2-channel interface and a great vocal chain, and that's essentially it. A lot of major productions are happening on really small scale spaces, you know, all in the box.
But when they get the opportunity and the budget, they come in and they get
Well, you can't beat this. This room was designed by George Augsburger, so the acoustics are excellent. Really great response. These are the classic tannoys that like Mike Dean has popularized.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
blow your head off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Dual 18 subs, tons of low end. You know, a lot of our clients are pop and hip hop, so they want the sound of like a huge room. And it is. I mean, this room, like the response is incredible. And these speakers, even with their age, like phenomenal for mixing.
So talking of that, you've got the big Avid mouse.
Yes. This massive mouse. And what's great about the mouse is that you can't actually reach all of the controls, you know, unless you really stretch. So it's a little less than ideal. This is a little dated, but I think what we're going to do maybe instead is do like more of a mastering desk style thing. I want to move all this analog gear like in front of the artist, in front of the engineer.
Good idea.
Yeah, I think we'll put like if somebody really needs a control surface, like an S1.
How long have you been here working at the studio?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, man. And these tannoys are a little long in the tooth, so we've been thinking about doing like all ATC in all the rooms.
Wow.
So this was actually the first room that Jed and Jeff Beck were here at the hotel in the 90s.
Nice.
And they were setting up for a tour, and I guess the story goes that they were jamming in one of the hotel rooms and making a ton of noise. And the GM Rod said, you know, listen, guys, like you can't have a Marshall stack in your hotel room and make all this noise.
Even if you are Jeff.
Right. Even if you are Jeff Beck. But I've got this little laundry room in the garage that you should go down and check out. You guys can make all the noise you want.
Is this the laundry room?
This was the laundry. I mean, I think, you know, it's changed a little bit since then.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I think Jed and Jeff had the idea, well, why don't we make this a rehearsal space for all the musicians that are in and out of the Sunset Marquis on a regular basis? Because it was, you know, Aerosmith and Sting and Michael Bolton and, you know, the list goes on and on and on. So they built this sort of initially like a rehearsal space, and then they started scoring a movie in here and set up some basic analog gear and some computer systems. I think it was what was the old console called? Euphonics.
Oh, Euphonics.
It was an old Euphonics console, right? So they started scoring movies in the 90s here. And then I think Aerosmith started to get involved and they wanted to track. And so Jed thought, okay, well, let me build a control room. And then these rooms got taken over by scoring projects. And he wanted his own sort of private space. So then he built Studio B and that starts getting taken over. And then eventually, sometime in like the early 2000s, American Idol came to the hotel with like 52, you know, young artists, right? They said, hey, we want to rent out all the studio spaces.
Amazing.
And we ended up building another 2 rooms after that in like a month.
Incredible.
Yeah. So the expansion has always been sort of, the theme is that Jed has had like a private space and he gets kicked out of it because we're too busy. Then he moves and moves and moves. So I feel bad about that, but it does sort of spell
quality problem.
Yeah, it's the success of the studio.
And this is your 9-foot Yamaha Grand?
It is. Disclavier Mark IV.
Lovely.
Yeah, man. It's a beautiful piano.
How old is it? It looks in perfect condition.
I think it's actually 15 years old, but it's been really well maintained and really well kept.
Wonderful.
In this hyperbaric chamber. But no, I mean, this, it's got all the MIDI player piano functions. And what's really cool is that now it's all on an app. So you can like sort of wirelessly or Bluetooth send MIDI data into the system, send it back out to the piano, fix any of the mistakes that anyone makes, and get rid of all like the breath noises and foot noises from the pedals and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's cool, man. I've never seen anything like this. And I think it is probably, worth like what a Ferrari is worth.
Sure.
Which is worth insane.
Let's check out the other rooms. Tyler's car, he had one of those Hennessy's.
Oh, yeah.
And it just had one big speaker in the middle. So it was like...
perfect mono setup,
yeah,
right?
brought in mono setup. Yeah. And we were sitting there listening to their album, Rough Mixes.
See, that's got to be the ultimate test, right? Like if you've got a car speaker and it's like a basic mono speaker, probably like paper cone or something like that, right? Yeah, that's got to be the perfect car test. Hey, gents.
We're invading you, sorry.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt your session right now.
Are you creating rock and roll history?
Yes.
Hey, I'm Warren.
What's good, Warren? You taught me how to mix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How much do I owe you? Hi.
Big fan of your show, so.
Thank you very much.
What's up, Jakala? Nice to meet you.
Jakala? Jakala. Great name. Yeah. Great name.
Named Young Boy.
Yeah.
Nice. So what are you working on? What are you doing?
Right now we're working with an incredible artist, Sam Opoku.
Nice.
And we're doing a lot of Afro spiritual, a lot of gospel.
Lovely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Can I hear something?
Yeah, of course you can. Play what we did yesterday.
Play it from the...
It's without the vocals on
On the live piano setup they got here.
You did it here, yeah?
Right there. What's the mix notes? Let him know.
Sounds great.
Yeah. I don't think
these are my favorite speakers of all.
Oh yeah, I mean
The
it's hard
ATCs?
to, yeah.
ATCs,
Yeah.
It's hard to beat a $30,000 pair of speakers.
It's hard.
Yeah, Gavin Lurson and Ruben, they master on these. A lot of people use these for mastering. Yeah.
The
Jason
ATCs
did my
are
project,
tremendously
so-
popular right
Yeah.
now.
Nice.
Yeah, and the ATCs in his room was also
Pair of 18s
incredible.
doesn't hurt either.
Nah,
You know.
nah. It
Oh, you got some subs as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because surprisingly with these 15s, it's really not. It's not like a lot of low end.
I love that statement.
No,
With
it's-
these 15-inch drivers, it's not a lot of low end.
I'm telling
It's
you.
a healthy amount.
Yeah, well, it's the way that when you listen to them isolated, there's some
Yeah.
low end, but it's not overhyped.
No,
it's
it's not
very
like booming.
neutral. It's very natural. They're more mid-range focused. Even the 15s.
It's crazy because I don't get as tired listening to it.
Yeah,
Right? Like, a lot
That's
of
a good
low end
sign,
tires
yeah.
me out.
Right.
No, it's balanced, man. It's really balanced.
It's really good. It's really good. Do you want to hear the vocals?
Yeah, I do actually.
All right, cool.
Tell me the people, what do you want?
The vocal version, send it over.
Tell me the people, what do you want to know?
Oh, yeah. Off records, we get a lot
Nice.
of stuff Yeah. Get your airdrop.
So that's what I'm saying, man. But look at this set. Look at the modern studio setup.
I know.
Laptop, twin.
UAD.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
We are using the Neve and the CL1B for like the vocal.
Oh yeah. You have to. You have to.
We recorded acoustic guitars, like a month ago or something. And like when I'm recording stuff at home, I'm like always like trying to EQ everything.
Right.
We recorded stuff here and like we don't put any EQ or anything.
Yeah, no, it sounds great going in. Yeah,
great. Like with one preamp, one CL, one B.
That's the
and
idea,
a great
man.
guitar and a great mic. We had the 87 up and
Yeah. Thank
The
you.
CL1B is like that thing, isn't it? Just it's
but
kind
I
of
think
magic.
It's also
But
a room.
the thing is, in today's time,
great room.
like I can go into a hotel room, just this and this a mic, right? And
Yeah.
I can go right here, bam, throw on. I could throw in a Neve emulator right there.
Right.
But hey,
And
if
then
you
my
have the
vocals-
real,
But
the real thing.
The real thing, you better.
Yeah, it's
That's
reserved
reserved for right
the
here.
300 room, you know what I mean? But like you can, go the extra 400, have a nice hotel in Amsterdam, and you still got the Neve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, but that's what's funny, man. Is I've seen such a shift in recording because the tools have gotten so good and it's all been democratized in such a cool way that like you can produce at home or like in a hotel room and get great results. But and even the tools now, like they're still so accessible.
Yeah.
Like you can get a 1073. This 500 series 1073 is really not that expensive.
No.
So, and it's funny how many artists I see come in with a laptop and a full production and like a small interface.
Yeah.
And then I just have the nice speakers.
But it makes sense, unless you're recording a band live.
Right,
in a room,
right.
Most of the time you're using one mic.
No, but you know what? As an artist, producer, writer, I like the safety net that I have in knowing that I might not always make it to the stool.
Right.
But I'm modeling everything that I'm working on in the studio
Right,
when I
right.
go home. Right? And it gives me that sense of security. But like if you want to come and cut the record,
Well,
I'd still pull up here.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you, man, that's like if I had 3 pieces of gear like Desert Island gear in these studios, what gets used all the time is C800 into the 1073 into the CL1B.
Done.
That's like the vocal chain.
That's 800.
It is the vocal chain. Like every hip hop artist, every pop artist. Yeah, and it's crazy how many clients like just set that up and it's golden.
Nah, it's like it made the difference. And also you heard of the Townsend Spear?
Absolutely, yeah. We love it, yeah.
I love that too. I've been using that a lot. Nick Mack put me on.
Oh, okay.
And he ran me through the C800 there, through the actual C800 in the studio. And
right.
You know what? Like actually they've done a good job. So like having that when I'm on road is great.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes you can't always carry that C800.
Yeah, see the tools.
It's
we're so lucky right now, man. Like we're in this renaissance of like software and equipment and samples and everything. Like, and it's all so accessible.
No,
it's really exciting, man.
Big time.
I'm trying to get this song up.
But it's funny that like now everyone also loves the vintage stuff too.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like now the vintage synth prices are going up. Like,
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
it's like,
I was looking at a Jupiter 8 about 4 years ago, and I was like, "Oh, it's $8,000. That's so much." I looked the other day; it was 27,000.
I was looking at
Insane.
CS60s.
Okay, so I've been investing in the wrong stuff. I should have been investing.
What have you been investing in?
Like index funds and shit like that.
Since.
Bitcoin, no. All a mistake. I should be investing in cents instead.
It's funny because we have we have those plugins too, right? But like,
but they're not the
for some
same.
reason,
That's the thing,
They're
yes.
not the same, and that's facts. Like for me, because I just started, collecting synths and buying up synths too, and like there's just a clear.
There is something, with an analog synth that you just like the digital.
Have you guys seen Dion's collection? No ID's collection?
No.
Oh, he's got some madness.
Stupid. We went over there and it was just like room after room after room, just full of synths. And he's like, "Now you've seen anything? Am I missing anything?" He like wants to know, or could he miss it so he can go out and buy it?
I've always heard that about Trent, man. Is that anytime anything new comes out, any guitar pedal, any piece of gear, he buys like 2, 3, 4 of them, and he just warehouses them. Just in case it's a good piece. And so he's got like backup after backup.
Stevie Wonder's the same. Whatever's new, he buys. Yeah, he wants to. When I first moved here, I went to Guitar Center to get some stuff, and they're like, Stevie Wonder was like wandering around, like, "What's the newest synth?" I'm like, "Just came out." He's like, "I'll take it." Yeah, he just wants to know.
What, the Rock and Roll Guitar Center, that one?
Yeah, back in the day.
I go chill there.
Yeah.
It's really a great place.
Feel the energy, right?
Yeah, like there's always somebody interesting, like on the keys or on a synth, or somebody in the back on a drum or something, and you just never know who it is. But like, there's a lot of good music that just gets played in there. Like,
Dude,
off the
that was my
random
first
stands.
gig in LA.
Yeah?
Guitar Center Hollywood, 18 years
Crazy.
old. Yeah.
Crazy. No, that's good history over there.
Yeah.
You want to hear that?
Oh,
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we recorded this one here yesterday.
Oh, I like that.
Can't call, God, I'm calling on. Let down your shades
That's our artist.
on me. Lately, it feel like we falling.
Great voice.
I'm feeling now. Why wouldn't I save you? How could I have misplaced you? Feeling like I let you down. So wait up, slow down. I'm waiting, slow down. But I can't right now, so mama just pray for me. 'Cause I've been running homebound, but I can't find my feet. First I start pouring my soul out, then I get on my knees. He told me stay down and I stay down, but it always gets hard when you leave. No matter how I try, I can't right now, so mama just pray for me. Mama just pray for me. Mama just pray for me. Oh, mama just pray for me. So wait up, slow down, just wait it, pressure's really going on me. Slow down, just slow down, the pressure is
Oh, and you're playing that from from Dropbox?
Oh yeah, it's from Dropbox. Yeah, yeah.
So that's even with all that terrible Dropbox compression, it sounds that good.
Yeah,
Right?
Kind of liked it. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
no,
know.
it sounds great.
Yeah, yeah.
It sounds really good.
What's the grit on the vocal? What's
Yeah,
that?
I was going to ask.
What is that? What's doing that?
Right?
yeah.
I play with the Neve a bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
Okay, so you push it a little harder on that.
yeah, so I set it so that when he did push it there, I didn't have to distort it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, because I like the natural distortion.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna ask the same question because there's a saturation that
Yeah.
when he really pushes.
Exactly, but it doesn't sound like noise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It sounds like he's pushing just the
Yeah.
limits
Is it
of,
musical like harmonics?
like it's harmonic distortion.
I've always kind of thought like a preamp is sort of like a guitar amp in a sense for
It
a
is.
vocalist, you know?
It is.
it's
It
like,
can be.
compresses a little bit, like gives like a nice vibe to vocals. Yeah, like this is like mix, like first session.
Oh, dude, no.
I like it on
Let's
mixed.
finish the session.
Yeah, I like it like that. Yeah.
And I did it in FL Studio.
Oh yeah, dude.
Who's the artist?
That's Samuel Puku.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Great vocalist.
Yeah, wow,
My
what a
wife and I,
voice.
we discovered him like a few weeks ago, and we're like, nah, we got to
Where's he
start
from?
doing and working. He's originally Ghanaian.
Oh,
And
okay.
moved
Oh,
out
nice.
here when he was 8 years old, you know, like to Denver, I think,
Yeah.
Colorado. And
Ghana to Colorado.
Crazy.
That's a culture shock.
Yeah. Off the same. And it's similar story because like I also moved from Uganda to
Oh, okay.
Iowa
Wow.
when I
Uganda
was,
to Iowa.
exactly when I was at the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just got it's an interesting
Yeah.
parallel. And then he ended up in Phoenix, in Arizona. Another parallel, like I also live in northern Arizona part time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a great guy, great dude. He just started going super viral.
Yeah.
With a few of his
I mean, a
stuff
voice
on
like that,
Instagram,
too,
and a
like,
voice like
yeah,
that
yeah.
is incredible. Yeah.
With the right production, the right song, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's no reason.
That's what we like doing, man. You build a team around somebody great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
it's about the
Get it done.
relationship, the trust, and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly. And
That's
also
right.
having the availability. That's why we come.
Oh yeah, man. Please, anytime. It's an honor.
And we were making addies yesterday. Like we didn't know, like what to go. Like we were just like throwing, like, or he was like rather like throwing addies to us. Like I just played this piano. He just like sang some like rough, like oh, we could do this, and we were like, we didn't know what to choose. Like everything was so good. Like
that's the best problem. It's like there's too many good ideas, and you're just like, how do I refine
what's
the
hook? Like this sounds a hook, and this is like the next section sounds a hook.
Arrangement took like 2 hours. That's just a conversation of like, okay, so
like what's the hook of the song? Because there are so many hooks in the rough, like
So this is like this is one of the rooms we built for Idol.
So what would they do? They come in and cut vocals and stuff? Or?
Yeah, and just like do sort of behind the scenes reels and like producer conversations and like
I see.
Track like probably basic backing tracks for some of the stuff.
Are they still doing any stuff here?
They were for a while, yeah, but I think they left the Sunset Marquis and they've moved on to a different hotel. So it's like part and parcel that the Marquis and the studio were like kind of.
When I was doing, I did some Idol stuff, but I would produce the artists that won. But I did, it was X Factor, and they just rented a massive house in the hills.
Oh, yeah.
Enormous, like a hotel, but it's just a huge house. That was pretty nuts.
That seems fun.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy going there, and just that energy of like 40 people, all
right, and all the film crew and everything. It's like, it's just a circus.
Yeah, but they had like little booths like this, but not as cool as this, not as deliberate as this.
Yeah, what actually happened initially, this was built for Idol, and then Spotify took over for 2 years.
Oh, nice.
And they were doing their Secret Genius Artist program here. The Secret Genius program was really cool because it was all independent young artists, and they would just sort of see some talent and say, hey, do you want some studio time? Do you want to make a record, make a song? So a lot of cool stuff came out of here. And then a lot of those artists still come back.
What does a room like this go for?
Oh, this? $75 an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like to, I'm trying to keep everything competitive in the marketplace, and I charge different rates for indie clients versus label clients. I want to make the space accessible. So this has a cool little live room. We've done a little bit of drum tracking, and this is sort of a like impromptu jam room too. So we've had like a full group of musicians in here playing like live instruments. You've got Iggy Azalea, Kesha, My Dark Twisted Fantasy, Katy Perry. We've got Lana Del Rey, Camila Cabello, Elton John, Kanye West.
So do people come here and stay in the hotel and then come down and track some stuff?
Yeah, really often. That's one of the things that like Michael Bolton or Sting or some of those guys, when they're here and they're doing like some commercial work. Actually, in early January, we had Sting for like about a week, and he's been working on a new sort of international like acoustic classical version of some of his best work. It was really, he's such a nice guy. He had this beautiful classical guitar. I can't remember what model it was, but to see him do those songs and do them with like maybe do them like in Arabic or to do them in Spanish and stuff like that it's a beautiful experience.
That does sound quite incredible.
And there is a video somewhere on YouTube where during the Ukrainian conflict he did like a live performance from Studio B. In the history of all this stuff, I can't. Fuck You, CeeLo Green. We've had Miley Cyrus a lot and Christina Aguilera. We did Miley's first big record, but I think predominantly we've done some Rihanna, but it's a lot of hip hop and pop. I think that's kind of not initially when the studio started. It was more focused on rock and alternative, but the marketplace has really changed a lot, and it seems that the labels aren't really pitching much rock these days.
As long as you're staying busy and actually paying the bills.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. It's incredible. I grew up on rock music, and so I would love to see like the 1975 or.
You got to pitch them.
I know, man. I know.
There you go.
Please come to our studio. But yeah, I would love to do more rock stuff, but we're not like. It's not East-West. We're more boutique.
But I like this idea of like if an artist is coming into town, they're staying in the hotel, they want to come down and cut a demo.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. It's kismet, And there are so many artists that have called the Sunset Marquis home for the last 30 years that it's sort of a natural marriage. The grounds of this place are really pretty incredible.
Oh wow, it's still daylight. Forgot.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, the studio's kind of like Vegas. You have no idea what time it is.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that works I think it works to our advantage.
Yeah. I forgot. I've been
So
here
you
with
do a
like,
session, and you just dive into the pool, you dry off, you come back, you track a vocal.
yeah,
And then,
this
of
is
course,
great.
there's the bar and the photo gallery and the restaurant.
Yeah, it's been years since what was the bar called downstairs?
Oh, well, there's 1,200 here.
But it wasn't called the 1200 though back in
The whiskey bar.
It was the whiskey. That's what I said earlier, whiskey bar, yeah.
Randy Gerber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I used to go there when in the 90s. I'd come in. I mean, the first time I went there, I walked in and like Ben Stiller's like there.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, yeah.
No, see, I hear stories, man, that at the whiskey bar, it would be like Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Billy Bob Thornton, and a few other A-listers, right? Leonardo DiCaprio. And there would be a line of people, girls, down the street trying to get into the whiskey bar to meet all the cool A-list actors. And Randy Gerber, who ended up marrying Cindy Crawford, was like one of the most successful bar restaurateur guys from New York, like Sky Bar and stuff like that here. So he knew all these cool A-listers, and then Jed knew all the rock stars, and so they would turn this place into a who's who, and then everybody would come hang out in the studio and go up to the bar. And you know, some of that culture's changed a little bit, but there's a real heyday. Oh yeah. See, I kind of wish it still had that 70s style, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's been, you know, a little whitewashed. If you look at some really old photos of this place, it's got like wood paneling and like this sort of like red carpet, this red shag carpet.
Yeah.
Very, very 70s. I think it'd be super cool if they did like a restoration.
That's great, though.
Yeah.
It's a great photo.
We got some of Bonamassa stuff here. I know that Jed worked with Slash a few times downstairs. They worked on Guitar Hero 3 together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then, I mean, Joe's here all the time.
Oh, I love that Patti Smith photo.
Oh, you know,
Clash.
Have you seen the gallery? Morrison Hotel Gallery, it's like all these incredible photographers, and it's just another piece of this like history of this place, you know? I mean, especially if you look at stuff like this with Billy Gibbons, you know, right in front of the hotel. And God, what year was this, do you think?
That's a good question.
That's great.
I don't think it's like,
That old?
yeah, I mean, maybe early 2000s.
Yeah. Oh, that was an incredible time here. This has been such an incredible place to hang out because it's like all the artists and stuff that stay here will eventually come hang out
Come
at
out
the
in the
bar.
bar.
And then you meet and hang out for a bit and then go down to the studio and do some work.
It's the rock and roll dream.
It is, man, yeah.
Love this.
I've met all my idols in this place. So I think originally this place, the Playboy headquarters was like a block away.
Okay.
And this was sort of like a rundown motel early on, I think in like the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
And so I hear the rumor is that all the Playboy playmates and stuff like that and some of the executives would come and hang out here. And then that brought in all the rock stars. And that's sort of what I think was like the initial sort of synthesis of the rock and roll hotel thing. And this sort of became like a party spot. And this also has, like, of the hotels, it's one of the few places that you can actually park a tour bus.
Oh, I see.
So
that helps.
Yeah. So I think a lot of the bands that would come here, they would park their tour buses. I know Aerosmith did for a while. This was like their sort of base camp as they were touring around.
Well, Stephen was,
California.
when we were working, he was in one of the chalets.
Oh, yeah. The villas are really cool.
The villas, sorry, yeah. Cavatina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this isn't a bad lobby for a studio, right?
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd take it.
Couple pools,
Yeah.
bars and restaurants. Yeah, man, I think we're really fortunate. I don't think that anybody that comes to the studio really expects.
So they own all this as well?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This whole property is like 3 acres.
So they just ended up buying everything around them.
Yes. Yeah.
Very smart. Mike, thanks ever so much.
Yeah. Great to meet you. Great to talk with you.
It's a lot of fun. There is going to be a link down below if you want to check out the studio. Please do. Yeah, come through, book out the studio, stay in the hotel, go swimming, buy some photos.
Sounds great.
Eat in the restaurant.
Yes.
Which we weren't allowed to film in.
Drink in the bar.
Marvellous. Thanks, everyone. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, adios, goodbye.